So today we are going to compare the France and the Switzerland. We are Mikayla Philp and Benoit deboosere.
In the 1990s, when Europe underwent large-scale privatization, the French state remained more committed to owning companies and using its power to meddle in day-to-day corporate affairs, and that's like the case with the company on the screen. The French state maintains holdings in dozens of large businesses to protect them from foreign takeover. It takes only 3.5 days to create a business in France compared to 4.5 days in the UK and 10.5 days in Germany, although French banks are required to offer financial assistance to these new businesses, and that includes a startup loan for €7,000. Ever since the president overhauled the labor laws in France, companies now have more flexibility in negotiating wages and conditions with employees instead of unions. However, this has led to protests by unions, but it has helped lower their overall unemployment. As you can see, taxes are a huge burden on France's economy, as they take up 45.3% of their GDP. Also, government expenditures take up 56.6% of GDP. Even though France has two types of jurisdictions, they still have a lot of corruption in their public sector. And as far as culture goes, they devote more time to leisure because they have a shorter work week and they spend more years in school.
So in Switzerland, you have a well-secured property rights that encourage entrepreneurship and productivity. The government itself owns the railway sector, the telecommunications, and the postal services. The Swiss government allows business formation and operation to be efficient. The government intervenes with monopolistic pricing, and it settles price controls for agricultural goods. In Switzerland, a lot of starting companies can start their company with the help of angel investors. Angel investors are individual people who provide capital for a business startup, usually in exchange for convertible debt or ownership in equity. In Switzerland, it is easy for companies to employ and dismiss staff. The government doesn't set minimum wages, and they have a low unemployment rate. The income tax rate and the corporate tax rate are in Switzerland lower than in France. As you can see in the picture below, they score good on every category, but government spending is the lowest with 64.8. There is almost no corruption in the Swiss government, and that is proven by the third position in the Transparency International 2017 Corruption Perception Index. They have an independent and fair judicial system throughout their whole economy.
And that concludes our comparison of France and Switzerland. Thanks for listening.